Private Daniel Kalu had been in the army for 6 months, yet every morning when he woke to the cold smell of metal and dust, he wondered how a man who hated killing ended up in a place built for it. The desert around their outpost was quiet, but Daniel's heart never was. It carried the weight of every story he'd heard from veterans, of lost friends, missed shots, and decisions that could never be undone. Daniel wasn't a coward. His fear came from caring too much. He remembered his mother's words before he left home. Protect lives, don't take them unless you must. And even then, let your soul remain human. He held on to those words tighter than he held on to his rifle. One night, their unit received intel about an enemy squad moving toward the village near their camp. The village was full of families, farmers, and children. If the enemy passed through, it would become a battlefield. The squad leader ordered Daniel's unit to intercept. As they advanced through the dim valley, the moon hanging like a thin blade above them, Daniel felt his knees shaking inside his boots. His hands were sweating so much his rifle almost slipped. The other soldiers walked like shadows, but Daniel felt every step like a heartbeat. "Stay close, Kalu," Sergeant O'Reilly muttered. Daniel nodded. "Yes, sir." They reached a narrow ridge overlooking the village path. The enemy patrol appeared, 5 silhouettes, armed but moving slowly, unaware. The sergeant signaled to prepare to engage. Daniel aimed, but his finger froze. The sight of human figures, not targets, made his pulse roar. He didn't want to fire. He didn't want to become the kind of man who ended another life and buried the memory of it. A sudden noise snapped the silence. One of the enemy soldiers stepped on loose gravel. Daniel startled, his foot slipped, and he tumbled forward, sliding down the rocky slope. His squad whispered sharply behind him, but it was too late. The enemy soldiers heard. They raised their weapons. A burst of gunfire cut through the night. Daniel rolled behind a boulder, heart thundering. He could hear the enemy approaching, ready to finish him. In that moment, fear crushed him. But another feeling rose stronger. The urge to protect his squad, the village behind him, and even himself. He didn't want to kill, but he didn't want to die either, and he wouldn't let innocent people suffer because of his fear. When the first enemy soldier rounded the boulder, Daniel didn't fire.
Stop! Drop your weapon!
"Don't move!" The enemy soldier hesitated, shocked. Daniel's voice was trembling but firm. His squad, now repositioned above, aimed down from the ridge. Seeing themselves outnumbered, the enemy soldiers slowly lowered their rifles. One after another, they dropped them to the ground. The sergeant rushed down, cuffing them with plastic restraints. Daniel sank to the dirt, shaking. "You did good, Private," O'Reilly said quietly. "You held them without firing a shot." Daniel exhaled a breath that felt like it had been trapped in his chest for months. The night became strangely peaceful. He hadn't killed anyone. He had stopped a battle with fear still in his chest, but courage in his voice. The next morning, as the sunrise washed the valley in gold, Daniel realized something. Bravery wasn't about how many enemies you could shoot. It was about facing the thing you feared most and still choosing to do what was right. And for the first time, he didn't feel afraid of the uniform he wore.